Welcome to Formula World. I'm your host Dylan Shelley, and here's what's on this episode. First up on Formula World, Sainz on the same level as Max. Former F1 driver Roberto Merhi recently received praise from Renault's Daniel Ricciardo for being one of the most underrated drivers. Merhi, however, has his own picks when it comes to the best drivers on the current grid. He began by revealing the names of the two he considers to be the absolute best. In my opinion, the best drivers on the current grid are Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. He added to that by revealing who would follow these two for a close third. To be honest, Carlos was at the level of Max. During qualifying and races, he drove the same pace as Max. This he feels will help Carlos Sainz in case he gets signed by Ferrari alongside current driver Charles Leclerc. Carlos has been able to keep up with Verstappen before. He would do the same with Leclerc without fear. Charles Leclerc, on the other hand, has admitted he wouldn't mind being paired with Pierre Gasly if Sebastian Vettel does not re-sign with Ferrari. With Pierre in the team, that would be great. We have been in the same team before in the karting period. To be teammates again would be cool. He further added that he would respect the decision that Ferrari ultimately takes. They haven't asked me yet, but if I make a suggestion, the team has to agree in the end. Otherwise, of course, the kite won't fly. I will respect Ferrari's decision about my new teammate, and I will be happy no matter which teammate they arrive with. Angry Zak Brown rips into Mattia Binotto. The call for a further reduction in budget cap has been met with strong resistance from Red Bull and Ferrari. Ferrari's team principal Mattia Binotto has urged everyone in F1 not to take a decision in haste. However, McLaren CEO Zak Brown feels that a quick decision is exactly what is needed right now. He began by giving his take on Binotto's reaction. I almost feel lost when I hear his reactions. I think we're facing the biggest global crisis of our time. Countries are closing, factories are closing. If you are not in a hurry to make a decision, that is a critical mistake. Then you're living in denial. I think every CEO around the world is making quick decisions to deal with the crisis. He also had a reply for Binotto's suggestion that the budget cap would also have an ethical impact on Ferrari. If he wants to talk about ethics, it would be great if Mattia shares with us the details of the deal he agreed with the FIA. He then rejected the proposal from Red Bull's team principal Christian Horner, wherein the smaller teams could buy year-old cars from the bigger teams. That's a proposal from the 70s. Formula One is about design and technological development. That's the DNA of the sport. If we don't lower the limit, we discourage small teams because they can't bear the costs anymore. I don't think Formula One can survive with 14 cars. 16 is the minimum and 18 is safe. Formula One can survive without Ferrari, but I prefer that they stay in the sport. Fast feed. F1 social media presenter Will Buxton considers Red Bull's Max Verstappen to be unashamed and unabashed and believes that he will be unstoppable if he gets a proper car underneath him. Werner Kogler, the Minister of Sports in Austria, has revealed that the F1 personnel will need to be quarantined for 2 weeks when they enter the country, so once that's done, there is no reason to stop the race in Spielberg. F1 boss Chase Carey has revealed plans for the first race to take place in Austria on the 3rd to the 5th of July weekend. The French Grand Prix has become the latest to be called off due to the global situation. Silverstone's director Stuart Pringle has announced that the 2020 British Grand Prix can now only be held behind closed doors and that they are now working hard to make this happen. Former Ferrari team principal Stefano Domenicali has come out saying that the rumour that he would be back in Maranello at Ferrari's helm is reporting without any basis. The FIA has added a new clause that allows them to make big decisions without the unanimous consent of all the teams. This can, in theory, allow them to implement the $100 million budget cap even if Red Bull and Ferrari do not agree to it. Racing Point team principal Otmar Szafnauer has revealed that the team's goal is to break into the top 3 and have a chance at winning races and be regular podium finishers by 2023. Renault's Esteban Ocon feels that the newer generation is very competitive while discussing his incident with Max Verstappen in Brazil in 2018. And Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko has hit out at Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff for having insisted on setting a cap on drivers' salaries for 2021, but now wanting to delay it until 2025. Is Carlos Sainz on the level of Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc? Be sure to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula One.